And a welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. We appreciate you being here with us, hanging out where sports meets life. As I said yesterday, I apologize for sounding a little bit nasally. This is unfortunately the time of year where my body decides to react to the change from summer into fall. And apparently a lot of people are going through this. It's funny how people said, like, when they have allergies, they go through it. And now people that don't have allergies are going through it. So I don't know what's going on in central New York, but I appreciate you being here. And like I said, if I sound a little robotic, you know why. So happy to be here this morning inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Great Lakes Honda City is there for you Monday through Saturday, open on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. You can go there for sales and service. And of course, you can go there to buy or lease. They have new and used vehicles, and you can get a sneak peek by going to greatlakeshondacity.com. You're with us up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe on youtube.com, facebook.com, both /wakeupcalldt, and on live internet streaming radio on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. And once the shows go live, you can get an archive of over 1,900 episodes that are now featured on Podbean alone. You can also get our episodes on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. And on YouTube, there is over 5,000 videos for you. So make sure you check that out. Inside of MonPausPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. You know that Wednesday shows are split into two separate videos, two separate broadcasts. And that's because our Fantasy Football Power Hour is so charged with people from all over the country, sometimes outside of the country, for fantasy football advice. And so we always give that a separate show so that people can access it very quickly and easily. So we appreciate you for being with us here on the feeds. And then we're going to end this video and jump to the next video, and we'll be on the same feed. So just make a note of that. Now, I'm here this morning with an all-new OCC special. We call it the Lazer Lounge, in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Onondaga Community College and their lasers. It's every other Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And so, of course, we have one here today, and we appreciate your patience. Cariana Wilson's going to be joining me from the volleyball team at OCC in just a moment, speaking about Cato and how they got a pizza shop now. So what you going to do? So we're going to talk about that and so much more, and happy to have Cariana on the show here today. And then we'll round out the first hour with the Player of the Week for Central and Upstate New York, proudly presented by Myers Creek. We didn't do one last week, so we're going to bring you two this week. It's every Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So we got one from last week, and then we're jumping into one from this week because we were traveling last week to the ACC tip-off as well as New York Comic-Con for Superpowered Pop. So without further ado, our newest edition of the Lazer Lounge is up for you now, but not before we give it its proper introduction. And I'm here inside the Lazer Lounge with Cariana Wilson, OCC women's volleyball student athlete inside the 2025 season, hailing from Cato. Cariana, how are we doing?
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And I know you and I were talking off the air about the fact that you commute now, and so it's about a 35-minute ride. Did you always know about OCC, or is this something that kind of came up while you were out at Cato in high school? Like, how did you get connected with OCC?
Yeah, so I never actually planned on going to a community college, so I knew about Onondaga, but I kind of looked past it. I didn't think anything of it. Up until like 2 weeks before I came to Onondaga, I was committed to Canton, which is like 4 hours up north. So I decided I wanted to be more local, and I went there and I visited, and I liked it. And I met the coach, I liked him, so it just seemed like a better fit.
And you said you never thought that you were going to go to a community college. That was never the plan, and that shifted just a few weeks before, like you said. And you said it had to do with the coach. What else was there a stigma for you about community college? Was there something that you thought like, oh, this is what it is, that you found out it was different than that? I mean, how did you kind of look at community college? Because you said you never planned on going to one.
Yeah, so I didn't think it was the same as like a big college. I felt like it would just feel like I was going to high school. And in a way, like it kind of does. But I like that. I'm from a small town. I like a smaller environment. So I looked past it because it just seemed like I wanted to do something more, something bigger. But then I stopped being in my own head and I was like, it's the same thing. Go get your education for way cheaper. So that's what I did.
Well, and I was going to say, the stigma that community college sometimes carries with it, right? Like you said, that it's just high school extended and whatnot. How has that stigma gone away for you from what you thought it was? I mean, now that you've been at OCC, do you see it differently?
Yeah, I definitely see it differently. I think it's better because you still get that one-on-one time with the teacher, but you definitely feel like you're getting a bigger education. Like I've already learned more for what I want to do than what I would have learned in high school. So you're still going towards like the education you want. You get to choose it, which is different than high school. I just felt like community college was more for gen ed classes. I didn't realize you could expand into your major as much as you can at OCC.
So if somebody came up to you from Cato and they were like, oh, you go to OCC, and they had the same stigma and the same thoughts and whatnot, what would you say to them if they're like, oh, I'm not going to get challenged, I'm not going to have that education that I want to have? What would you say to them now that you've been going through it?
So I've already told a few of my friends from Cato to go to OCC. I'm like, it's way cheaper. You're still challenged. Like some days I'm piled in work. Like you still have to stay on top of it. You just have a little bit more freedom because you don't have all the stress. You can go and see your professor pretty much whenever you need to.
Yeah, well, and I think that that's huge. I actually went to a Division III school, and we had small classroom sizes, which allowed me to get to know my professors. And so you talking about that at OCC is huge. I know you said you stayed on campus last year. That's something that a lot of community colleges don't have, which is on-site housing. And now you're traveling in from Cato. So what was it like to be on campus last year versus commuting this year?
So I definitely liked being on campus. It was very convenient that if I had a 2 hour break, I could go and lay in my room and do some homework there. Um, I switched to commuting just because of the cost. It wasn't ridiculous, but for me, only being 35 minutes away, it's easier for me to pay for the gas. But it's having a room there is nice, especially if you're coming from somewhere like Elmira. Like that's pretty far to commute.
So you and I talked about Cato off the air, and I know that Cato now has some additions to it. When you were describing Cato, I was thinking about Olean, New York, where St. Bonaventure is, where people told me there's a gas station, a church, and the school, and now apparently there's more in the St. Bonaventure area, but it's still quiet. So I'd love for you to describe Cato to someone who's not, because I've been all over New York. I don't believe I've ever stopped in Cato. I think I've driven past Cato, but I don't think I've ever been in the actual Cato area. So I'd love for you to describe it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of open land. It's mostly farmland.
Yeah.
You're gonna drive by and you'll see a string of houses, and then you'll drive and it's just gonna be a huge patch of land, nothing else. So we used to have this little grocery store called Terry's, which we still have, but it's like $20 for a pound of ground beef, so no one goes there. They they built us a Dollar General, and we have a pizza shop.
Okay.
But it's very small. My graduating class was 63 people. So.
So my question to you is, how is the pizza at the pizza shop?
Oh, it's great. Like people come from far to come to the pizza shop.
Okay. All right. So the pizza carries its own. Are you like traditional, just give me a cheese pizza, or do you like to put crazy stuff on it? What is your pizza?
I like chicken wing pizza. I get like a medium chicken wing pizza. It's good.
Okay. So chicken
Every Thursday.
What'd you say?
Every Thursday, gotta order it.
All right. Every Thursday, is that like their special on Thursday?
No, that's just pizza night for my family.
Oh, okay. So the family's good with it. The family eats the chicken wing pizza as well?
Sorry, you cut out for a
Oh no,
second.
you're okay. I said so. Your family all has the chicken wing pizza on Thursday. Everybody likes that, not just you.
But yeah, chicken wing pizza for everybody. My mom likes the cheese once in a while, but she gets voted out.
Okay, fair enough. So, in the household, family time is obviously extremely important, and I know the value of that. So, with the commute, you still get to spend time with your family. Who's in the house? Is it just mom and dad, or are there siblings? Who's in the house right now?
So it's mom and dad, and then I have a little sister, a little brother, and my grandma. But they're actually my neighbors now. I moved. Me and my boyfriend are renting a house next door, so I'm still living on my own, but right next to them.
So you're on the land, but you have your
Hmm.
own privacy. So do you ever like look out your window and see your family with binoculars looking out theirs? Is that common?
No, but sometimes I see my mom just walking past my window. It's just she's going for a little walk.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Because I was gonna say when you grow up in a small town, there's those right small town values, and
Uh,
all that about. It reminds me of kind of like there's a place Princeton, North Carolina, which is a lot of farmland, a lot of flat land, and those if you're gonna live on the premises with a significant other that there's going to be a bunch of knocks on the door like, hey, do you need some sugar, hey, do you need anything? So I just want to know how often your door gets knocked on, that's all.
yeah, actually, pretty often they come and get sugar and coffee.
Okay. So I was right about the sugar. That's
Yeah, you
insane.
were.
Now I'm telling you right now, your mom has plenty of sugar, plenty of coffee. She's just taking care of her little girl. I'm telling you that right now.
Probably. Yeah.
So living out there, I mean, do you have the thought of your future being out in a country aspect? Do you want to be more in a city life area? I mean, you spent so much time out in the country, so where do you envision the future?
I think I need a lot of land. I don't think I could ever live in a city setting. I can't ever see myself enjoying that. I like the peacefulness and I like having my own space.
Well, I can tell you that having come from New York City just a couple days ago, when it rains in New York versus when it rains here, it rains, right? And it's just rain and you deal with it and you go home. When it rains in New York City, I think all the viruses from the ground lift up into the air because there's something about when you get rained on in New York, you're like, I'm going to get sick or I'm going to have a cold. Like something's going to happen because it already is just dirty. So I would tell you that, and listen, I like to visit New York City, but I don't think anybody in New York City is going to tell you it's clean. So I think the countryside is a good thing for you. Have you looked at, because, obviously OCC being a 2 year school, I know you talked about Canton before. Do you have your
Mhm.
sights set on going to a SUNY school? Are you looking elsewhere? Do you want to stay in New York? What are kind of your thoughts for the future?
Yeah, so right now I'm planning to go out to Oswego. It's about a 25-minute commute. Um, they also have a volleyball team that I'm thinking about joining, so it's just that's where a lot of my family went to, so I have roots there. And I've visited that as well before I decided to go to OCC. So
So you've taken a look out at Oswego. I know Oswego State very well. So I think that that is a good school, good institution. It also takes you from an O to an O, so you don't have to change too
yeah,
much. It's just light blue going to green. But, I
yeah.
mean, is there a part of you that ever thinks and wishes that OCC was 4 years?
Um, yes and no. I would say yes because the convenience of where it is and like the people and the community, I like that. But at the same time, I think it's a great way to like get people started and push them to want to do more. And I feel like if it was a 4 year, some people would get sick of it. But it being a 2 year, I think it pushes a lot of people to look for what else is out there.
Okay. I can appreciate that. And in your journey at OCC, I know we talked about going there and kind of what you have taken away and some of the stigma that was there that's gone now. But on the volleyball side of things, you said you like the coach. What was it about
Hmm.
the head coach for the OCC volleyball team that stuck out to you? What was it about kind of the way that he goes about what he does and how he does it? When we're talking about Joe, what is it about his personality or his leadership style that spoke to you?
So I like that he's real. When I was being recruited by a bunch of different schools, they were like sweet talking me. They're like, you're gonna get this, this, and that. When I talked to him, he was like, I'm not guaranteeing you anything. I
Yeah.
like that. I like the realness. I like be upfront with me. Like I'd rather be somewhere where I know what's gonna happen than think I'm getting something and have it taken away from me. So I like that he's real with it. He never, and he keeps that throughout the season. He doesn't sugarcoat stuff. If you ask him why you're getting taken out, he's probably going to tell you because you played like shit. Like, it's just, I like the when people are people. Same with teachers. And I feel like I get that at OCC too. So I think it's more just respecting you as a person rather than talking down to you. Like they see you as your equal. And I think he does a good job of that.
So seeing you as an equal, being real, being honest, and telling you that you have to work for things if you want something.
Yes.
So, and you said you get that from your teachers as well at OCC.
Yeah.
I love that. So, what are you studying? What's your major?
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice. All right. So, what are we looking to, be in a position where you could potentially arrest the 60 people that live in Cato? Or, I mean, what's the plan? And obviously, I'm joking, Cato. I send you my love. I love small towns, and I do want people to know that. I absolutely love God's green earth and the nature that is left alone and without having all these, like, corporations that are there. So I appreciate it so much. But you're in criminal justice, so what would you like to do with your career?
So that has kind of like fluctuated a lot, but I know I'm starting out as a police officer.
Okay.
After that, it's kind of up in the air because first I wanted to be like a profiler, but I wanted to be an officer first. And then I switched to wanting to work my way up to a detective. And now I'm thinking of switching to something more like low key after in case I want to have a family and start something else. So that's kind of up in the air. But I know for at least like 3 to 5 years I'll be a actual police officer.
Okay. So you're looking to continue criminal justice at Oswego State after OCC, and you're looking at being a police officer. What has drawn you to be a member of the law enforcement?
Cato. Cato, not much happens out here, but once in a while we get like a really big bang, and I happen to be a part of one of those really big bangs, and just like how the officers were handling it was disgusting, and I wanted to fix that.
So, I mean, can you share what happened?
Yeah, I can elaborate a little bit. So we were having a party for one of my best friends, and my cousin was walking home from the bar, and some boys at a neighbor house yelled to him, "Your sister's this, your sister's that." So he said, "Say it a little louder." And he stepped on their lawn. They charged at him and stabbed him in the head.
Oh my Lord.
So he was taken to the hospital, but there was like 4 or 5 people that had attacked him because his older brother was there as well. And they had like dug his eye out.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, this was one of the big bangs. So the officers were just like laughing with these people that had done it. They were taking pictures with them covered in blood, like posing with them. It was just gross. Like these boys were in handcuffs covered in blood, and the police officer was behind them putting up a peace sign and posing.
What happened to your cousin?
He's okay. He had so he had to get surgery. They had to keep a straw in his head for about a month because it was so swollen it had to have that release.
Yeah.
He's okay now. I think he was like 26 or something when it happened. It was in 22. So there's no long-term effects, which we're lucky. The one with his eye, it was just bruised underneath, and it was okay.
Because you said he got stabbed and then also his eye.
So there was 2 cousins. One of them got stabbed.
Okay. So there was somebody else. Okay. All right.
Yeah, the other one, they tried to like get his eye, but they didn't get it. They only got the undersocket. Yeah. So
I don't understand violence. I absolutely don't understand people that are like Freddy Krueger, that someone charging at you would think, "Let me take your eye out." Like that doesn't even make that. That's like somebody that's premeditatedly thought about doing something weird like that. So
right.
But Yeah, I mean, that's a gross story and a horrible story. Not gross because it's the eye, but gross because of what you said happened. So, yeah, I would say that if that's how law enforcement acts in your part of town, I would very much appreciate somebody else having a badge, and I'd appreciate some people probably turning their badges in.
Yeah,
So,
I
shout.
agree.
Go ahead. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say it was like we had a few officers from Cato, but most of them came from like Auburn or Syracuse because we have a very small sheriff's department. We have like two or three guys.
So, when the people came from other parts, from Auburn and Syracuse and whatnot, were they better?
No, they were actually the ones that were bad. I don't.
Oh,
Our
okay.
guys responded and were helping with the ambulances because
Okay.
they are more considered in first aid because they don't have like that as
Okay.
much violence training because we're from Cato.
Oh, okay.
So
So Cato,
they
so
were.
Cato was good, and the
Mhm.
outside enforcement were not that great.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had one guy that came in and was great. He was the private investigator and he was great. He like sat with all of us, talked to us. He wound up finding the weapon when no one else was even looking. But
Well, that, I mean, that's, and this is the unfortunate side of things, right? Is that there's a lot of people in law enforcement that care and want to help and get into it for the right reasons, like you're trying to do. And then there's other people. And when people say to me, well, like everybody's bad because I had an experience with a bad this or I had a couple experiences and whatnot. I mean, I've had bad experiences with law enforcement. I had a horrible experience in New Jersey, and I was threatened in New Jersey for slowly going through a stop sign that I didn't see. And there was a lot that went on with that and things that were said to me. My mom wanted the guy's badge. And so, and she should, I mean, rightly so. And so, but then I also have a godfather that I would trust him out there. You know, I would trust him out there to be in law enforcement and whatnot. So it's just, it's sad to hear that because I feel like you have a story like that and then it furthers people's lack of trust for law enforcement. But then there's also
yeah,
people that you can trust in law enforcement. And I hope if anybody is watching and listening in law enforcement now, that they check themselves if they're on the lack of trust side where they're not trustworthy. And that, you know, I hope that there's more people like yourself that go toward law enforcement because I think this country has the media, unfortunately, has preached anti-law, you know, law enforcement, anti-police, and that would throw us into anarchy. So, in a world that is so, you know, kind of, how do I word this? In a country where the media is promoting an anti-police movement, what made you want to be in law enforcement knowing that when you were growing up as a kid it was maybe respected more? What makes you want to be a part of it now despite the fact that there's some negative media about it?
so I'm okay with people not liking me. I'm okay with them not liking me who I am now or who I am in law enforcement. I just like I know what I'm going there to do. I'm gonna go help people. So if they want to see me as the bad guy, that's okay. I'm still gonna help people. If you're in trouble and you think I'm awful and you hate me and you're screaming things at me, I'm still gonna be the one to help you. So it's not a thing that affects me. You know, coming from a small town, people are always talking about you, whether it's true or not, which is kind of the same thing. Most of the things they say
Yeah.
are true, but not to everyone, you know? So if you're yelling something at me, I'm not going to take offense to it. I'm going to do what I came here to do.
Well, I mean, I know you said it's coming from a small town, but there's values, there's morals that you're speaking about right now, and there's a thick skin that you're talking about that not everybody has. Why are you this way? I mean, how did you become a person that says, "Hey, you can talk about me, but I'm going to let it roll off," because not everybody has mastered that yet.
Yeah, so I feel like when I was little, I was kind of picked on a lot because I was a really skinny kid. Um, I'm still skinny, but not as much. So it used to affect me a lot. And then it just got to a point where it's like, okay, I'm hearing the same thing. It's not offensive. I really don't care. And I just had to kind of build that mindset for myself. Like, you're insecure, you're jealous, so you're picking on me. And that's okay. that makes you feel better and it doesn't bother me, so go ahead. Um, my parents also like, I don't know, we're a very joking family, so we kind of pick at each other too.
Yeah.
That kind of helped. Um, yeah, I just grew up in an environment where I had to kind of build it or it was going to destroy me.
Well, there's some people that would make excuses, right? They wouldn't take responsibility. They would say somebody else has to make me happy, somebody else has to help me through this. You took it upon yourself to get through it. You didn't have to. You could have succumbed to it. You could have given up. Why did you not give up?
I don't really like to give up on anything. If I pick it up, I'm not setting it down. So it was just, I don't let people beat me. It's a thing as an athlete, it's a thing as a person. I hate losing. So if I can prevent it, I'm not losing to anybody. So that's kind of like the only way to beat them if they're saying stuff to you is to not let it affect you. They're not going to say it anymore because they're not getting anything out of it.
Right. Right. No, and that's, I mean, there's a lot to be said. I know, we're here and we're inside the Lazer Lounge with Cariana Wilson, and, you're a member of this volleyball team, but you're speaking about things, and that's what Wake Up Call is where sports meets life. And, the discussion we're having today about letting things roll off your back, not letting things bother you, understanding that people that try to hurt your feelings, 99.9% of the time it is jealousy. Because why would a person go up to another person and try to make you not be you? It's because something inside of them doesn't like what you're doing, doesn't like what you're saying, doesn't like what you look like. And I mean, there really is a lot of truth, Cariana, to the reality of what people say and do toward other people says nothing about the person they're doing it toward. It says more about them. So, I mean, I have a lot of respect for you and the fact that you stick up for it and that you want to go into a profession where not only do you stick up for yourself in your own life, but you want to go into a profession where you're going to stick up for other people. And like you said, even if they hate me, even if they say things about me, I'm still going to help them. I'm still going to be there for them. That is something this world needs exponentially. So why that? A lot of people are willing to help people that would say thank you. But you said if someone's screaming in my face, I'm still going to help them. Why?
Because then by helping them, if they're screaming at you, you're not only like helping them physically, maybe you're changing their mind. Maybe they're going to look differently at officers. And I feel like that's how the start of ending the hate towards law enforcement has to. Like, if someone's screaming at me and I walk away, that's not going to help. They're going to be like, this person walked away and left me to die or left me to get robbed or something. Like, that's not helping anything. And there's no point in going into this field if you're not for the right reasons. You're going to help, you're going to protect people. If you're not willing to do that under any circumstances, then you don't belong here.
I mean, I think we just make you police chief. That's how I'm looking at it right now. I feel like we just rise you up the ranks right now because I appreciate the way you're looking at things, right? If you're not here to protect and serve everybody, then it's not your job to do. So Lazer Lounge, Cariana Wilson here with us, OCC women's volleyball student athlete inside the 2025 season. We're talking about the bigger picture, speaking about life. And so for you, Cariana, we've spoken about the small town. You want to be on the countryside. You want to have a lot of land. What is the biggest city that you've been to up to this point?
Ooh. I don't even think probably Syracuse. I haven't really gone. Oh, I went to Buffalo. I don't know if that's bigger, but
yeah,
I've never been to New York City. I don't really care to.
Yeah, I mean, I go there for New York Comic Con and I go there for Big East sports. Outside of that, I tell people all the time, I will visit New York City for a trip, a few days, but to be there for a long period of time, because it's just a dirtiness to it, and there's a lack of safety. I've talked to people that literally live in New York City, and I said, is it true that people are getting pushed in front of subway trains? And somebody that lives there and works there says they don't ride. They were like, yeah. And I was like, for real? And they're like, yeah, I don't ride the subway anymore. And I said, why would you push somebody that you like? Why would you push anybody like that's insane? And they said, drugs. People are on drugs. And then I talked to, people that were discussing, different migration that is coming to New York City, and does anything happen from that? And they were like, yeah, there's 12-year-olds that are stabbing people in broad daylight in Times Square. So I would suggest that if you go to New York City, as I was told when I was young, to be when I was little, I should say, you got to watch your six. You got to constantly be looking and paying attention. I had a buddy who was a police officer in that area, and he just told me how not fun it was. But yeah, I mean, New York City is a different place. It's a great place to visit. There's a lot of wonderful things to it, but I would tell you that if you want to stick with Buffalo and Syracuse, Cariana, stick with Buffalo and Syracuse. Now, are you a fan of, outside of volleyball, is there a sport that you can't help but watch?
I just started getting into watching football. I always watched it during the Super Bowl, but now I'm starting to watch it every Sunday, sometimes Monday.
What team?
So my boyfriend likes the Jaguars, so we have to watch them.
Wait. Is he in the room?
No, he's at work.
He's at work. Okay. So he's a Jaguars fan?
Yeah.
What is his first name?
Jack.
Jack? Okay. Jack, if you are watching this live or on playback, I want to let you know something, Jack. Okay. What your girlfriend just said on the show today. So, I've been a Jaguar fan since they came out in 1995. I've covered the team. I've been with them to the playoffs. I've interviewed a bunch of the guys, including Trevor Lawrence, having the opportunity to speak with him. So I thought you were going to say Buffalo, and the fact that there is another person in upstate New York living, and how about that, Jacksonville, in the middle of nowhere, not even the state of New York, in the middle of nowhere, countryside, Cato. Jack is a Jaguars fan, so am I. So you tell Jack that he is smart, and the fact that he has gotten you to watch and become a Jaguars fan too, hopefully, all I have to say that made my day. I mean, you said so many things that were moving, Cariana, but I think, I don't know. I never thought you were going to say Jaguar. I never did.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He feels left out because nobody up here likes them.
Well, guess what,
But
Jack?
he
You can
won't
watch a
switch.
game with me now. What'd you say?
I said he won't switch teams. He's loyal to them.
Did he ever tell you why he became a Jaguars fan?
No,
No.
I think he's embarrassed too.
Well, don't be
We'll
embarrassed.
pick
We're good now. So I've loved them through all the pain, but they're actually playing better now. So now that you've started watching football a little bit more and you watch the Jaguars, do you have a favorite Jaguar? Do you know have you asked him about the team, or have you kind of looked and said, "Oh, I like that guy"? Because there's a guy from Syracuse football that's on the Jaguars now. So is there somebody that sticks out to you?
I actually haven't learned the names yet. I'm kind of learning the plays first.
Okay.
But the plays is next, or the names are next. I hear him yell them out, but I don't know their numbers. So when he's yelling, I don't know where to look.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you Trevor Lawrence, number 16 is one to know, and number 36, LaQuint Allen Jr., who played at Syracuse, is another one for you to know. So
Okay.
let's shift back to the court here. Why volleyball? How did that happen for you?
I've been playing volleyball since 7th grade, which is when you can start at Cato. I was playing field hockey at the same time. Then they both moved to fall, so I had to pick one or the other. And that was like a really big debate for me. But my sister played volleyball, so I kind of wanted to play with her. And my mom was like, I hate field hockey. I hate watching it. Please play volleyball. So that was kind of why I picked that. And then I just kept going. I used to, like, in middle school, I was one of the only ones that could serve overhand, which was really weird. But it just kind of became my thing. I kept wanting to get better. I wanted to get up there to play with my sister. Of course, as soon as I was on the same team, she quit. But but it was just something I always wanted to do better at. And now it's like it's my passion. I would play it forever if I could.
And you said now it's your passion. You would play it forever if you could. Why? I mean, that's such a beautiful thing to say about anything in life. So, why is it so deep for you now? This love for volleyball.
I don't, it makes me happy and it makes me not think about anything else. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna have a bad game. For me, that's like fuel. If I'm having a good day, I'm having a good game. If it's a bad day, I'm gonna have a good game too because I just put everything into it. Nothing else matters when I'm out there.
I love that. I can appreciate that. Who is in the background at your place right now?
That's my cat.
That's your cat?
Yeah.
That is your cat. I thought when you said it's not your boyfriend, I was like, okay, I thought it was your mom. And then I'm like, here's my. It sounds like somebody was like opening and shutting Tupperware. I'm like, this woman's gonna kill me because
Yeah.
I talked about the sugar.
He was playing with his ball.
So your cat legitimately sounded like it was going through boxes for Halloween decorations just now.
Yeah.
Is
He was batting his ball back and forth.
is he normally that loud?
Yes. And he talks. He's orange, so he meows all the time.
So you have the cat that you have is, I think it's similar to my older brother Joey, and so Joey's cat, his name is Boom Boom, and I always tell people, and Boom Boom knows I love him, but Boom Boom has a little, he's got a little anger management issue, so I always tell people, if you want to picture Boom Boom, think of Garfield if he had an older brother that looked similar to him but did like piles of cocaine. So that's how I picture that. What is your cat's name?
Creamsicle.
Creamsicle. So
Yeah.
does Creamsicle have a mean streak, or is Creamsicle a lovable cat?
Oh yeah, he's mean. He's usually lovable, but if I'm the only one home and my boyfriend's not here to yell at him, he attacks me.
He
I don't
attacks
know
you?
why. Yeah, like he'll if my boyfriend walks out the door, he'll jump on my legs and like claw me for like 5 minutes. And then he's okay. But he has to attack me first.
Is it your boyfriend's cat or your cat?
It's mine.
So it's your cat, but when he leaves, he's like, there's no one to protect you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. He's what?
He's a bully.
I know. I mean, my goodness. So do you have to wear pants at all times now? I'm guessing. I mean, how do you do this thing?
Yeah, I've started to. Or I'll bring a blanket when he leaves so that I can like trap the cat and run onto the bed.
And it's every time your boyfriend leaves.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And it's not even like it's your boyfriend's cat; it's your cat. So,
Yeah.
well, Creamsicle, if you're listening, the first being that's going to have numbers across their chest that will be booked in Cato by this future police officer is you, Creamsicle. You're going to have numbers, and you're going to spend a night in jail, and you're going to have to learn how to be nicer. So, I don't appreciate. He is so loud. That's crazy. So.
He is.
So, what is more difficult? Finding that last point in a match in volleyball or batting off Creamsicle?
Probably a creamsicle. I can usually pull through for the last point, but he scares me.
So, so when you look at the matches you've had so far, the team at the time we're talking is 11-6. And so you've had yourselves a good season. You had a strong start to the season. And, following along here, when I first started working September 1st with OCC with this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership, volleyball was on the mind because of the fact of just, seeing. I mean, we want to get to every single sport, but, after that loss to Finger Lakes Community College, there was a streak of 5 straight victories and winning 6 of 7. So just what you can say about the season so far and what your takeaways have been.
I think we're a very strong team. I think our skills improve every game we play. Our losses, honestly, have been our own fault. I feel like we have not played a team that's well above us. You know, everyone has an off game sometimes, and that has been like our downfall. We still have a good record, but it's our own mistakes. And if we clean it up, I think we're going to go very far and just like finish it off.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the losses that you have this season, and where you got 3-1, 3-2, 3-2, 3-1, 3-1, 3-2 is what we're looking at here. So it's not. There's been no shutouts in games that you've lost here. You said you think it's on you guys. It's on OCC, that it's not that you're getting beat so much as it's that you're beating yourselves. What are the things that you think need to shift? If you had to pinpoint anything from those 6 losses, what would maybe the consistent theme be, where you look back at those 6 and say each of these 6 losses had X in it? What is that thing that you've been able to pull out to say, like, we need to fix this?
I think it's like the confidence and the energy. Like every time we get down a few points, everyone kind of shuts down, our bench shuts down, the stands shut down. And I think an important part of winning is having like our bench be up, having the stands be up, and like so that we can be up and like play our game. Without having that like energy and the cheering and the confidence, even if you're down, it's kind of hard to get back up. You have to have the energy to want to win. And when you're down, sometimes you lose that.
So, like you said, having that energy, that pick me up. You said, you look into the stands when the stands get quiet, and when the bench gets quiet, that affects the team on the court. If that doesn't change, like if the stand, because you can, I mean, the team, right? You talk to each other, but if the stands get quiet, I mean, has there been an uptick in the bench being a little bit better in moments of strife? Has the bench gotten louder in these last couple matches?
So I feel like parents only get so loud anyways. A few games we've had student sections, but we don't often get those, which is okay. We can play without them, but having that extra voice behind us, knowing other teams are supporting us, I think is a big thing, because when we have them, we're hitting harder, we're playing faster, and we just like we feel that energy and it radiates off of us. So I think it has gotten a little bit better,
Yeah.
but it could be way better.
So, I mean, obviously that support helps. If you don't have that, right, if that doesn't happen in a match, what have you done to talk with your teammates to say, hey, this has got to come from the inside out, not the outside in? How do you have it come from the inside out? When you need that pick me up, is there somebody you look to? Are you that leader? Is there a voice on the team that you feel like, if it is quiet and there isn't that support that you're hearing, who is it that you believe can bring this team up if it just comes down to you on the court as a team? Because I believe it's got to come from the inside out, because you go to places where they're booing you and yelling at you and whatnot, and you got to figure it out when you're out there on the road. So who is the voice that you would listen to? Is it you? Is it somebody else?
I think on the court, it's me because I'm loud, but I don't get into like the cheering. I'm like, let's go, guys, we got it. I would look to Grace Barreto. She's our other captain. She has been on the sidelines for most of the season, which sucks, but she has like not let it affect her. She's been our cheerer. She comes up with new cheers that us on the court don't even know, because she's just coming up with them and giving us that energy. Yesterday they did like a bench press cheer, and it was just funny. We were up, but we all just looked to her and kind of laughed because it was funny. So I think she's the one we all kind of look to, because even if the rest of the bench is quiet, you're going to see her jumping and getting ready.
I love it. So I can appreciate that, and shout out to Grace for what you're doing on the sideline to get everybody up and getting after it. Let's play some rapid fire. Cariana, it allows us to talk about anything in the world, any subject. We have to answer the question. It is called rapid fire because we're supposed to think of the question and the answer rapidly. So you get to start things off. You can ask me any question. What's your question?
Who's the best team you've interviewed so far from OCC?
The best team I've interviewed? That's not fair. So, I mean, I would say I mean, listen, I've cared about OCC for a very long time. And this is not a political answer, this is honesty. So I've cared about OCC for a very, very long time. Mike Borsch can say that I've tried to work with OCC for over a decade. I've had this specific plan, this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. I had it kind of set up within the last few years, but when Rob Edson was the AD, I wanted to work with OCC, and God bless him in heaven. And then, with Mike Borsch, I wanted to work with him as well. I just see value. I see a lot of value. It's in my hometown. I care about the people that have come through those walls, the people that are there now, like yourself. And so I don't know if I can pick a team. I can honestly tell you that it's been nice to go to some games that I hadn't been to. So I went to some women's soccer, men's soccer. I do want to get out to volleyball, so I'm hoping that there's something that gets to be hosted by y'all. But, I mean, there's definitely been, like I said, I don't think I can pick a team. I can just say that the experience of being at OCC and getting to wear the Lazers t-shirt and know that, like, I finally, like, pushing and pushing and pushing to do this, that it's finally happened. Like, there's a sense of pride that I have when I put on an OCC t-shirt. I will say that. So my question back to you, if you took over my show tomorrow and it was Wake Up Call with Cariana Wilson, what 3 people, could be anybody, sports, entertainment, people that family, who would you have, teammates, who would you have on the show and why? 3 guests.
Oh, that's hard. I'll stick with OCC people. I would do my coach because I want to make him talk long enough that he'll get funny and be honest.
Okay.
I'll do Mike, the AD, just because he sees every sport from every angle. And I'll do a teammate. I'll do Addison Kelly because she just says random things that are funny, but she'll also give good answers. So she'll think outside of the box.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I respect it. What's your next question for me?
Ooh. Is this always what you wanted to do? Podcasts and things?
So, I mean, I can full disclosure tell you that I have no idea what podcasting means. And I can say that because I've broadcasted with TV, I've broadcasted with radio, I've done internet TV, I've done internet radio. I don't see a difference, because I'm sitting here in a studio, right, and I'm wearing a shirt and you can't see the bottom, right? And so it's funny when someone's doing a stand-up for TV, they'll have a dress shirt on and jeans because you can't see the jeans. So when I tell people oh, I can wear shorts to work, so can people that do TV. When you're on the radio, it's a microphone and it's access to putting up information. Our commercials run. What I did in a studio that wasn't mine to a studio that is mine, there's no difference. So did I always want to do this? Yeah. Is there other stuff I want to do? Yes. Am I working on it? There's a lot of things on my mind. So stand-up comedy, screenwriting, music, there's a lot of things that have been a part of my life for a very long time. Making people laugh and singing have been the longest part of my life. And, doing sports is great, but, we've branched out. There's an entertainment show that covered New York Comic Con that interviews actors and actresses and writers and illustrators, and that's called Superpowered Pop. There's a Disney show that we've done because I worked at Disney, so we help people plan their vacations and whatnot, called Do Diz with Dan. There's a relationship show called Two Mics, No Filter, and there's a travel show where I go to comic book and collectible stores all over the country and meet with owners, and it's called Comic Book Trails. So, there's a lot of different things that we do. There's on-site shows, and it's branched out to be a multimedia marketing company. I wear 20 different hats at least. So, yeah, did I have a vision to be a broadcaster? Yes. And it's funny when people say podcast, because to me, I don't think broadcasting and podcasting is different. I think that broadcasting is broadcasting, and having been a part of it all, if you have a microphone and a camera, It's a broadcast. And so I know there's people that don't necessarily respect me or what I do or the fact that I left traditional means to start my own. I've actually gotten disrespected for making my life more difficult. So I will go back to what you said, Cariana, to the people that disrespected what I did for a living and then tried to copy the blueprint, but then realized they didn't have the driver. It all comes down to jealousy. So I will say that to you. But I've always loved the idea that you can just reach people and make your world small and hopefully make it a better place through broadcasting and getting out to people. My question back to you, if you could put any restaurant genre in Cato, what restaurant would you have built in Cato right now and why?
I have like two answers. So like restaurant, like Italian, Olive Garden. I love it. I know it's not real Italian, but I love it.
Okay.
It's my favorite restaurant ever. Okay, my second would be, we did have a restaurant built here, and my mom owned it. It burned down.
Oh, my Lord.
She bought it. So if she would, I would choose that.
What? So your mom had a restaurant, it burned down. They never thought, like, to rebuild?
So it burned down for a first time, I think, I don't know when the first time it was, but it's burned down twice. So they did rebuild it, and then it burned down again. So
my goodness.
At that point, they were like, they didn't, I mean, the price of everything has gone up, so they didn't know if it would be worth it this time.
What type of food did your mom have?
Like everything. It was a restaurant, but it was a diner environment. So we had we did fish Fridays, we had chicken, burgers, breakfast foods, cold sandwiches. I think they would do, I was little, but they would do like a special. So if it was like not a fish Friday, they could do like a pasta night or a mac and cheese or something like that.
Okay. Well, what's your mom's first name?
Janny.
Janny?
Mm-hmm.
So to Janny, thank you for the work that you did. If you are ever willing to do it again, you know your daughter would like to see it. Or you could just make some of your favorites and you can send them to the Wake Up Call Studios. So we can do that as well. You said she made mac and cheese?
Yeah.
How good is her mac?
It.
It's really good?
Yeah.
All right.
I make it the same. So.
You make it the same way?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I need some like Wilson family mac and cheese. We need to figure that out. So what is your final question for me, Cariana?
So you said you like Onondaga because you grew up around here. Did you live here like your whole life, or did you move out and come back?
So I went to school in Scranton, Pennsylvania at Marywood University. It's when the Office TV show came out that was set in Scranton, even though they didn't film it in Scranton. So that was pretty cool. And the whole intro, like the street and the signs and all that, like that's in Scranton, PA. So that was really cool. But yeah, I went to school in Scranton. I moved back home for not even 3 months. Moved back to Scranton, went to Dunmore, Scranton area, and worked at ESPN there. Then I worked at ESPN in Syracuse. Then I worked at ESPN in Orlando, and I lived in Kissimmee, and I worked at Disney. And then I moved back home again, and I started my company. So I have lived in New York, Pennsylvania, and Florida. And coming back home and building my business here, there's no better place because I get to be home, be with family, be in my city, and I also get to travel all over the world. So I have the best of both worlds. Like from my seat, I've covered people in and out of the country and all over the country, and I get to be in my community while at the same time getting to see all these new places. So I honestly think that God gave me the life that can't be beat, for sure. My question back to you, Cariana. Well, I told you I do screenwriting, so I want to do a little movie thing here. I'm going to ask you to create with me. So you're going to be the screenwriter. You're going to write the story. So I need you to make us both into superheroes. You get to pick a power for yourself. You get to pick a power for me. and we have to protect a city and have a villain. So what power do you have? What power do I have? What city do we protect as a team? And who's the villain?
Okay, I want to be invisible.
Okay.
And you can, let's say you can like shoot lasers because we need some type of thing.
Okay. All right. So
We'll
like
protect...
Iron Man? Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We'll just do Syracuse. I don't know cities.
Okay.
And the villain can be... Does it have to be a person?
No.
Like that I know?
No.
Alright, let's make it a big creamsicle. So creamsicle, but really big. And he's destroying stuff. Buildings.
Full disclosure, hand to God, when I asked you this question, in my brain I said, there's only one villain and it has to be Creamsicle. So we got you what?
He just bit my hand, so I had to.
Oh yeah, of course. But so no, I'm not even kidding. We were on the same wavelength there. So I got lasers, you're invisible, so you're picking them up, I'm using the lasers to move them, and we're getting Creamsicle out of Syracuse. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So with that being said, this has been my pleasure to have in this Lazer Lounge Cariana Wilson, OCC women's volleyball student athlete inside the 2025 season, talking about sports and life and your future in law enforcement, willing to help everyone and to protect and serve every single person, which is something that is a massive message that we all need to know and understand. Cariana, this has been an awesome time for me. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I look forward to talking with you soon, and I look forward to protecting the universe from Creamsicle with you sometime in the future.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, take care. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. That coming from Cariana Wilson here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being here with us. We are going to take a step aside. We're going to come back with our Player of the Week from last week. We're going to be bringing you the Player of the Week, and we appreciate your patience on it. We do it every single week, but last week I was traveling, and so we had our specials set for you during the week as we did ACC Tip-Off and New York Comic-Con. So I will be bringing you my Player of the Week for last week, and then we'll have our Player of the Week this week at our normal Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time schedule. So let's jump into that Player of the Week here right after this fast break where sports meets life.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacted the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
The Player of the Week for Central New York high school student athletes coming to you from this past week. I am very proud to give to Sophia. Now, Sophia Osvaldik here for us broke the CBA Syracuse diving school record with a score of 272.80. And so she is our CNY High School Player of the Week, proudly presented by Myers Creek. A big-time shout-out to Sophia at Christian Brothers Academy and everything that she's done in the diving world. You know, swimming and diving has become very, very important to me. I love the swimming world. I believe I was born in the ocean. And so I absolutely have had this be a part of my life thanks to my mom and my grandmother my whole life. And I've seen swimming and diving teams throughout the years and have really grown to love and appreciate and learn more about it. And I want to give Sophia the utmost props for setting a new school record at Christian Brothers Academy. Cannot say enough about this moment. And so Sophia Osvaldik, congratulations on being our Central New York High School Player of the Week, proudly presented by Myers Creek. And we ask you to go and visit Myers Creek, which loves our community of Central and Upstate New York, by going out to 33 Rippleton Road in Cazenovia to the Cazenovia Farm area, set out on the countryside, and of course to the Syracuse Inner Harbor, as you'll find their location for Myers Creek at the Syracuse Inner Harbor on 720 Van Rensselaer Street in Syracuse, New York. So families, make sure you go out to Myers Creek. And of course, our Central New York High School Player of the Week coming to you every single week, proudly presented by Myers Creek exclusively here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. This edition goes to Sophia Osvaldik. Congratulations for breaking the CBA Syracuse diving school record with your score of 272.80. Congratulations. I look forward to everything that you'll do from here, Sophia. God bless to you and your family. And I'll say this as somebody who knows it all too well. St. John the Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever. Congratulations, Sophia, our High School Player of the Week, presented by Myers Creek. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life, we're going to take a step aside to end this video. We're going to start a new video. You know that every Wednesday we do our show in two separate videos and two separate audio feeds, and that is because of the incredible support that we have for our fantasy football content. So for those of you that are with us up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /wakeupcalldt, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. Stay with us here as our Fantasy Football Power Hour will air momentarily, where sports meets life. from inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Stay with us.